Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review Badass Monster Killer. The Bride of Cthulhu, she got the funk.
Written and directed by Darin Wood, starring Jawara Duncan, Amelia Belle, and Ryan Cicak. Badass Monster Killer is about Jimmy, a badass monster killer who basically kills like Cthulhu-like creatures for... Let's let him explain it.
I work for a very top secret branch of the government that exists to do battle with supernatural, diabolical occult forces that most people don't even know exist.
So he does that trying to protect Camaroville from Reverend Delamorte, who's essentially a crime boss who's summoning all these weird monsters like Lovecraftian creatures that Jimmy has to try and take out before Delamorte harvests enough souls to create the Bride of Cthulhu. So what do we like? So the whole movie takes place in Camaroville, and Camaroville is such an interesting place. It's very like throwback 70s blaxploitation. The whole environment that they've created just looks really cool. Almost 100%, if not 100% of this movie is green screened and very well composited. We had the discussion trying to figure out if these were shots of a miniature that they blew up in post, or if these were 3D environments that they created as matte paintings. I don't know. It was that well done. Like the lighting in the background matched the characters, but you knew the characters weren't associated with the background. It was really, really impressive.
And we had some like practical makeup, which was nice, and practical monsters, and miniature monsters. Everything was like fit into the world, and it looked like it was supposed to be there.
They made a nice looking movie. Shout out to that giallo lighting too.
We had a lot of kills in this movie. We had a lot of decapitations. We had a lot of people being ripped in half, and it looked nice on screen.
And you get to look forward to a lot of sweet looking babes, because a lot of this movie takes place in a strip club, and they're dancing on poles, they're twerking, they're topless. And even in the lair of Delamorte himself, he's got just topless ladies just dancing away. I'm trying to get one of those lairs right now, honestly. We need to get that YouTube money, and then I'm fucking putting it all in for a lair. I need to get this Patreon page going so we can get this lair started. That's gonna be my first goal. $100,000 lair.
A nice little touch this film had with the women was we got to see our angels, our Charlie-esque style of angels that Jimmy recruited.
Yes. Speaking of Jimmy, also, Jimmy was hilarious. I thought that guy was great. At first, I felt that the first pimp in the movie was going to be our badass monster killer, and he was significantly more badass than Jimmy was, but he grows on you, and he makes some hilarious like throwback like 70s style lines that you're gonna like.
Now, if you're cool with that, maybe later on me and you can get it together, but right now, I got business.
It's kind of like Black Dynamite mixed with White Dynamite. Now let's talk about our dislikes. In a crazy supernatural world that's really well done with a really cool story, right there, right on the tip of hilarity, they drop the ball. The beginning's kind of cool, the end's kind of cool, but by the time you get to the end, you're already bored because you had to watch the middle.
And that's the problem. This isn't like a technical issue that is bringing this movie down. It's the script. It's a movie that you could have so much fun with. And yet we're sitting here and we're not laughing at any of the jokes. We're not really caring for any of the characters.
This has got Bloodsucker Jones written all over it. Same fucking complaint. They knew that they wanted to do some kind of 70s throwback stuff, but there was not enough 70s throwback in this movie for you to really dig it, other than the soundtrack.
No.
The sound, and that was an issue in itself because the soundtrack is a constant funk from beginning to end. They don't ever drop the music so that somebody can deliver a line. Like, it's nothing. It's just like the same sound bed for the whole movie. And it's kind of just mind-numbing. You just kind of like sit there as a drone just, okay, is this done yet? The villain, I think, was one of the weakest points in this whole movie, as well as his henchmen. They didn't have a gimmick. The guy wore a trash bag. He looked like you walk into a bondage store and he's the guy trying to sell you bondage. Not like I've ever been to one of those, though. Most of the monsters that were like being summoned were not even directly summoned by him. And if they were, they didn't make that very clear. Jimmy's walking down the street, a monster appears. It's like a game of fucking Pokemon. So let's go to our final thoughts and ratings.
Badass monster killer. You're supposed to have fun with blaxploitations. We had the potential in Jimmy being like a one-liner, jive-talking, badass mofo. And he really wasn't. And no one in this film was. And that's disappointing. If you're gonna go into this expecting like Black Dynamite, give us Black Dynamite with some really cool creatures for him to kill. So with that being said, I'm gonna give this 2 creepy jive moving guys in the strip club out of 5.
I think that a lot of people are gonna be disappointed with this one, and that's unfortunate. It had such great production value that it really should have been a better movie. The compositing was so goddamn good. And the lighting, I love the lighting. And the boobs. We had various sizes and different weights of breasts. It was great in that aspect. But nobody cared about the villain, nobody cared about any of the creatures dying because the creatures really didn't do shit. So I don't really recommend this movie, but it is well done and I'd be interested to see what they could do if they got new writers. So I'm gonna give this 1.5 awkward dancers out of 5. As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on Badass Monster Killer. Right there is also the subscribe button. You may as well just click that while you're going down to the comments. And if you do want to check it out, I'll have links in the description where you can find it. And if this is your first time here, make sure you like and subscribe. Yeah, double fucking telling you to subscribe. Flipping the script, motherfucker. Gangster funk.